Hey, what's up everybody? Prospector here with Watcher of Realms. Today I'm going over the Furious Torrent boss, that's in the Immortal Codex, and I think it might be one of the worst niche required bosses as far as heroes goes so far in the game, except for maybe Epilogue, which is pretty new. With that being said, I'm able to get an SS Plus, and hopefully I can help you do it too. Without further ado, let's dig in. Alright, so what is going on with the Pelagios boss? Furious Torrent. First off, one of the issues is you need to have AoE marksmen that can reach that far in order to get the spears that he puts down. So you can hit those, you take them out. He hits himself with the spears when they get taken out. The problem is that there is only so many heroes in the game that are capable of doing that, and most of them are pretty hard to obtain, I want to say. Pelagios himself is one of the best for it. Nyx, Razak, those are kind of heroes that are good for it. Nyx and Razak aren't so hard to get, most people have them, which is kind of nice. Problem with Nyx is that you need Nyx to be almost Awakened 4, Awakened 5 in order to get enough damage. And I'll show you an example of that in just a moment here. Let's go to the leaderboards. So I will show you my Nyx, which is A2. My Nyx is hitting about 80 million on the top run that I did, which I just did in testing with Hatsuit instead of Maul, but Maul, Hatsuit, doesn't matter which one you really bring. With that all being said, Nyx is at 80 million on my team. Now let's go to like top guy, and we're gonna look at hers. 200 million. Now let's look at this build. Got 18.8k attack, 300 crit damage, right around 350 attack speed. Let's look at mine. 18.2k attack, around 300 crit damage, right around 256 crit attack speed. There isn't really much difference going on here. You see what I'm saying? I'm running the exclusive. Are we running an exclusive here? This is a maxed out exclusive. So there's a little bit of extra damage coming in from that, from the increased penetration and of course extra AoE damage. But still, it doesn't make up for 120 mil damage. The difference is Awakened 5. There's 3 more awakenings on that guy versus mine. Okay, now Pelagios, you just need to have him. It's AoE damage, it's hard to get. Yovar is kind of a requirement in order to get to these higher numbers. He needs to be on the field doing damage. As far as Silas goes on this top guy here, let's see, 56 million. I want to say mine sitting at 41 because I have a harder time keeping the mobs out of the way so that Silas can hit the boss directly. And Silas just kind of hits the enemies that are the waves of enemies coming around the fish. Let's see. Now let's go to the guide, read a little over it a little bit. Saltwater regime. The Furious Torrent summons tridents around him that comes around this square here. Once the tridents are destroyed, Mari will just wield the tridents to attack the Furious Torrent and deal massive damage to him. So once you take the HP of one of the tridents all the way down, Mari stands up and over here somewhere. She will pick him up and slam him at him as soon as you take him down. The Furious Torrent summons 3 tridents each time. In the boss rush phase, the Furious Torrent can revive and summon 2 extra tridents each time up to 11, so they come around the corner. Now it's important that you take them out, and there's why. The Furious Torrent wields the power of the ocean to absorb his tridents to deal high damage to all heroes. The more tridents he absorbs, the higher the damage dealt. If the Furious Torrent absorbs more than 10 tridents, all heroes will be instantly killed. You're most likely not going to get your allies with enough HP and survivability to take much more than a few tridents of hits. I wouldn't worry about getting up to 10 tridents. I don't think I've ever even seen that happen. Maybe 5, 6 possibly. Even at my level, if he absorbs 5 or 6 of them, you're probably just going to go down, or at least lose enough where it doesn't really matter anymore. Pelagic Swarm. The Furious Torrent marshals an army of light armored airborne monsters to surround and protect him. Only by eliminating outer circle monsters can heroes attack the inner circle monsters and the Furious Torrent himself. Furious Torrent will also summon some bonus monsters, by killing which heroes will restore certain HP and rage. In the boss rush phase, killing monsters grants certain points. King's Grace. The Furious Torrent gradually increases the attributes, especially magic resistance of monsters he summons each time. This is a big issue. So this is where part of the big issues. I even have, like, the reason I bring Hatsuit, I was thinking, well, she bounces those arrows around and she has decreased defense so you can put on the enemies coming in. And literally towards the end, when you get to like I want to say the points that I get to, SS plus, the enemies coming in almost seem like they're untouchable. You can barely do damage to them. You just can't get past their defenses. It's too high. Now, there's going to be these little things kind of floating around on the enemies. One of them is the Enchanted Blossom. The Violet Octopoid carries an Enchanted Blossom with it. Once the Violet Octopoid is killed, the Enchanted Blossom will restore a part of Rage for all heroes in battle. This is very nice if you're struggling with Rage, keeping your allies ulting when they need to be. Take out those Tridents on the inside, especially for like Razak and Nyx. Taking out one of these, which you can't really control anyways, but taking out one of these will give them enough Rage back so they can usually do their hit. The Merkling Metis. These are just enemies coming around. These are the fish randoms, and so are the Deformed Dwellers and also the Bone Rippers. But we also have the Verdant Octopoid. It's a healing bubble. The Verdant Octopoid carries a healing bubble with it. Once a Verdant Octopoid is killed, the healing bubble will restore a part of HP for all your heroes in battle. So if you don't take out all the Tridents, you take a little bit of damage. Maybe you're not planning on taking out enough of the Tridents the next time as well. Maybe you need to get that heal back, and you can get a little bit lucky and this will come back. Now, I suppose we could look at the popular heroes, but I'm pretty sure we already know. It's going to be Nyx being number 1, Razak number 2, Yovar and Silas. Yovar is there mostly for the Lord bonus, but he does do a fair amount of damage to the boss. So does Silas. Araka, Lord bonus type thing. Pelagios, he's going to be up there as well. Like I said, he brings slows, he has this vortex thing. You can move the enemies out of the way so you can attack the Tridents directly. Dolores is pretty much there to amp up the attack of the allies around her in order to get past those really high defenses, especially later on. Hatsuit is really popular because of the bounce and the defense break. And then Maul is going to be really popular as well. Now Kai, I really wish they would buff this guy. I really wish they'd buff this guy. He has a really cool kit and I like the way it works, but it just doesn't do enough damage. He's not bringing enough damage, and it doesn't work really well with the worm snares and the traps with the fish coming around. But if they made it so it would work and he'd be bombing them off, and maybe that bomb would be spread out far enough so that it could take out a Trident that's next to it or do some damage to it at least, Kai would be really awesome. But he just doesn't get it done for me. I've tried it a few times. It doesn't work for me. Setram would be like the same thing like Salas, same thing with Sariak. Alora is because you're out of options. Theowen has a really nice slow. Calypso is just good for like same thing like Silas again. Idril, I don't know why she'd be in there. Brienne, I don't really agree with that either. But Hex would be another thing too. Just having him there to hit the boss directly. Now, what team am I going to be using? I kind of had a sneak peek of what it was already. It's going to be Yovar, Nyx, Razak, Silas, Dolores, and Hatsuit. Now, these heroes are all going to be built very similarly, except for Yovar. I just used my guild boss build on him, but he does have a decent amount of attack. I'd like to pair him down there with Dolores, but that being said, I would prefer you used triple attack percentage on the right side, and then Warlord set on the left side with crit rate, crit damage, and attack bonus. And they should all look like this. For the right side, and on the left side, it would look just like, not even really a good piece, it would look just like this, but with Warlord sets on both pieces. This is really endgame stuff, guys. I don't really know what to do. There's no real super trick to it, as you can see. I want to go back to the leaderboards one more time before we get into the fight, and I want to show something just to kind of show you just how wild this is. They need to tune this down or give us some heroes that can get the job done a little bit more better, I want to say, because Pelagios is really hard to get, and A5 Nyx isn't really achievable for most players, but I mean, it is what it is. Alright, so where's the breaking point? 76 people get triple S. Out of everybody that plays Watcher Realms and challenges the Pelagios or the Fierce Torrent boss, 76 people as of right now, and it is been open for a few days already, as the making of this video, have been able to get triple S. It is at that right at that 1.87 million mark for damage. You can see I'm right around a little over 200,000 damage away from being able to get it. I can't see another way of doing it. I've tried this over and over and over. I've had the same heroes for quite a while now. I've been trying this over and over and over for, it feels like months, and I'm tired of just trying to do it over and over again. So I'm not going to anymore. I'm just gonna kind of settle with what I have. I do get top 1%, which is nice, and I can see why that happens. If you don't have the heroes, you're not taking on the boss down to this kind of level. You're just not going to, okay? But if you do have these heroes, or you have similar heroes, Silas is of course swappable with X, Sargak, anybody that does really high signal target damage. And then Razak and Nyx, they're kind of not. As for Hatsuit, you're gonna say you could put a Theo in there, put a Maul. If you have a Maul in there, you gotta switch it around because you do want your Maul to be next to Dolores because of his low base attack. But he does do a good job as well. He has nice slows, he has really high AoE damage. As for artifacts on these guys, Nyx, I have her an exclusive. Same thing with Razak, he's in his exclusive as well. But I will say that you could just opt for a Sharpshooter Crest on each one of them, or anybody doing AoE damage. I do have Hatsuit and an Idril's Gaze. When I used Maul, I used Idril's Gaze on him as well. You could try Sharpshooter's Crest. I don't think it's gonna equate too much of a big difference, but I just use Idril's Gaze because it's cheaper to use. Anyways, let's get into the fight. Yeah, let's get into the fight, and I do want to mention that my Dolores is in an Invigoration set, and she does have 14k attack, so she will be giving a very optimal attack boost to the allies around her. Now, how am I going to figure this out? Razak has a little bit of a harder time dealing with enemies without his ult going, and his ult's just a one big splash, so I'm going to place him with Hatsuit for her to help out over in this top left corner here, and Razak down here. So we're going to place Hatsuit up here. We're going to put Razak right here in the center, facing forward to the right. Now Silas is going to be on the right side here to help out Nyx, because Nyx is going to be in the center, and she's going to be dealing with the right side all by herself, so the bigger damage dealer needs to be over there. And I am going to go ahead and place Dolores in between Silas and Yovar. Now which one gets the buff is up to you. I am going to choose to put it on Silas. Now, Razak is in a Solvan set, so is my Nyx, and so is Yovar. So early on here, before we get to the boss rush phase, I do want to activate their ultimates. And I think Hatsuit is in a Ageless Wrath set. So we're just gonna go ahead and do ultimate. I'm gonna hold Silas. There's no reason to activate it right now. Not getting any points for what's happening in the early stage here. And he is an Infernal Roar, so. My Nyx is in a Solvan Arcana set, so I'm going to activate her. And she doesn't need to have her ultimate ready for anything really important until after the first wave comes in during the burst boss rush phase. So, waiting for this Annihilating Surge to come up. He's going to hit. There you go. He's going to summon his spears. Remember, you need to take those spears out. I'm going to slow this down a bit. You can see the spear go down. There it goes. And then Mari is going to go ahead and pick it up. And she will throw that Plagios boss, doing a little bit of damage. Here comes one of those healers. When we take that out, you will see that they'll explode or pop. And it'll give everybody their health back. You can see these guys are a little low. There it comes. Everybody got their health back. Mari picks up the spear. You see her casting it over. And it goes. It's going to hit him. Alright. Boss rush phase. Right away, we're going to pop Silas. We're going to pop Dolores and Yovar. We're going to hit Razak. Don't really need to. The more spears that are over here, Razak can do a nice AoE hit. And he can take out these spears through these fish coming in. Here comes another one of those rage boosters. You can see it's pop. Activate him quick. Everybody should get their rage back. Now it's kind of a little bit of a waiting game for the next phase to come through. I'm going to speed up a little bit so this fight doesn't get dragged on too long. Annihilating Surge is coming in again. As soon as it does, we're going to activate Silas. I'm going to hit Dolores. And wait for the spears to pop up. I'm going to hit Yovar. Take him out really quick. Razak, don't need to hit, I mean, you don't really need to hit a Hatsuit unless you're trying to take down some enemies over here. But you can see the reason that Razak is so good at this is because he kind of ignores the enemies coming around and he can just hit those spears directly. Nyx, her issue, if you're not taking these enemies out, sometimes she'll hit them over here and she won't be targeting the spears, which is the reason why I said, like I said, having Silas on the right side of the bottom platform is important, because he'll target them instead if she's not doing it. Now ideally, you would want to have Pelagios up here helping out Nyx. Pelagios will slow them down, vortex them in, Nyx will target the spears, and you just get a little extra damage out of them. That is the reason for Pelagios. Now we are going to activate Nyx again. As this wave comes, it's going to flip to the left side with the spawns. There you go. We're going to go ahead and activate Silas. Hit Dolores. As soon as the spears comes up, go ahead and hit Yovar. Same thing. We're going to try to clear some of these enemies out. Get a rage boost here. I'm going to activate Razak and Yovar. There you go. You see he just hits the spears. You can see the same thing would happen on the right side if you had Pelagios. Hatsu clears the enemies out. Razak goes ahead and targets the spears. The spears hit the boss, and that's how it's supposed to work. The issue, like I said, is we have so many, like we're very limited on heroes, and the heroes that do work well for this are very, very hard to obtain. I shouldn't say that. I mean, if you look at it with Yovar, he's an ancient exclusive lord, he's really hard to obtain. Silas has to be bonded in order to do enough damage to be helpful. Nyx isn't super hard to obtain, but she does need to be Awakened 3 at plus, and you really start seeing some good damage. I think Awakened 3 can start hitting right at 150 mil, which is a big deal. Got Annihilating Surge is coming in again. We're going to activate Silas as soon as it does. And then we're going to hit Dolores. I'm going to activate Nyx because she needs to get those enemies taken care of over there. As soon as the spears come down, we're going to go ahead and hit Yovar. There you go. And we will also hit Razak. Try to take these spears out. This stage has made me love Razak. If I'm to be honest with you, it's just that I think it's just a little ridiculous. You can see Silas is kind of targeting these spears up here when he can. It really depends on how well Nyx is able to keep up. But already you can see the struggle as far as not being able to take these enemies down on the right side. We need more AoE. Now, what can I do anything about it? No, what I'm going to do is just wait. Don't think we're going to be able to take those out. Activate Silas a little early, see if something happens, but I don't think anything will. I got some enemies coming in on the left side early. As soon as the spears come up, I'm going to activate Razak. So, like I said, that's part of the problem. If he was able to take those two spears out, we'd be like looking a little better as far as getting a, you know, to that triple S score. We're not able to do so, so it is what it is. Activate Nyx again. I'm gonna hit Hatsuit, try to take some of these enemies out. Hopefully Razak can get into there and get some of these spears, or Yovar, one of the two. Nyx is doing a good job this time. There's nobody over there. We're gonna go ahead and hit Razak again. And this is where the trouble kind of comes in. As you can see, things are getting wild, so I'm gonna go ahead and activate Silas. Get some extra boss damage out directly. I'm gonna go ahead and hit Yovar again. Come on, get that spear. There you go. Good damage, good damage. But here you go, and that'll be just about it. Now, Silas is still doing incredible damage because Silas is Silas, but look at Nyx's damage over here. It'd be like 10k per hit. She's tickling him. She's tickling him. This hero has over 18, 19k attack, even with Dolores on her. Okay, we got 10k, 10k, got 18k over here. Who's that? That's gonna be Idril. They're Idril's gaze. I mean, not Idril. Hatsu with Idril's gaze over here. Come on, Razak, hit somebody. Here comes the spear to hit something. Get a little more damage out over here, I think, from Yovar. Maybe I can get this if he targets him. Nah, he's not gonna. Okay. So at this point, I'm pretty much throwing the towel, so I put it on auto, and I hit 2x and tell everybody it's just a goner. There's not really much more you can do. You see 1.612. That is decent damage already, so there you go. There's your wipe. There's too many spears left on the table. Can't do anything about it. So, how does the damage look for the heroes? I mean, overall, I'm really happy with what I get for now compared to what it is globally. I don't usually hit the leaderboards with any of my teams quite yet, as far as I remember, but Yovar coming in 85 million. The guy is a beast. What can I say? He is a good hero. Nyx at 67. Like I said, that'd probably be more in like the 140 to 150 range if she had one more awakening. Hatsuit 65, it's from all the bouncing. Decreased defense, ignoring the defense with Idril's gaze. Razak at 56, mostly hitting spears. He also has very nice utility with his slows. Silas at 51 million, directly targeting the boss for the most part, especially with Dolores on him, helping keep up his damage. But anyways, I think that's it for the video. I don't really know what else I can explain to you except for that this stage sucks. It needs niche heroes, and the pool is just too limited. I really wish Moontown would do a little better job of that. Maybe they will in the future. But anyways, that's all I have for this video. Thanks for tuning in. If you found it helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, leave a comment down in the comment section down below if you need any help. You can also join the Discord, come and ask me directly, or you can ask, one of the other members in the group. They're very good at helping people out. A lot of people really enjoy that. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Until next time, keep digging.